Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And yes, it is Thursday, and we have the three amigos. How you gentlemen doing? How you doing, Matt?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Super excited to be here. It's Thursday, gentlemen.
yeah. Dion?
Howdy guys, I'm doing good. Ready for round one.
Oh, and just in case you guys haven't seen yet, because I don't think the video posted yet, or if it did, it just went live. Dion has agreed to be the narrator of my book for Audible.
No way.
Yes, he has.
That's awesome.
He has no idea what he signed up for, but I am so happy.
I'm sure it's going to be actually a challenge to get through, but I did a review of your first book, which I love the book, love the content. My one critique was, even though you had Audible do it, they had a kind of roboty voice to it. And
yeah.
I can't wait to hear people complain about the sound of my voice.
Yeah. Putting a book. So first off, writing a book is hard. Editing a book is harder.
Yes.
Publishing a book, kind of medium. Audible.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh, yikes.
I did test cases. I did this. I forget it. I give up. I don't read well. I don't read out loud. Even worse. I give up. So Dion has agreed to do it. So I will pay whatever Audible wants, and Dion has agreed to do it for free. He made sure to point that out. And yeah, awesome. I am. You have no idea. I've been bouncing around all afternoon now that Dion said he's gonna, because I've been fearing.
Awesome.
Shoot, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it. Not anymore. I don't have to do it anymore. I'm sorry. I digress. Back to the topic that I wanted to share today. So as I've shared with the audience, I made a lot of money in the stock market and lost it all. And unfortunately, as a part of losing it all, I have suffered greater than 30% stock losses in individual names, more than 30% a couple of times. And I bring up that number today because there is a meme stock, Bed Bath & Beyond, that was whacked today. And I'm afraid there's a lot of people out there that were in that. They may have been doing it on margin. And right now, it hurts. And I feel for them. But this is what happens when you when you don't do the work, when you don't let rational evaluations take over. You play on momentum. So Matt, I know you suffered a similar loss of that size or more. Can you remind us about that painful day?
Yeah. Oh no, it was 95%
in a day.
In a day.
So
95 in a day. Oh yeah, no. It was, I got out of a meeting, I got back to my desk, and my buddy goes, "Hey, so ECNC, which was the company ticker symbol, it was eCashPad. It was before cash pads even existed. And they were like one of the pioneers of these cash pads. They were basically like the swipe pads, right? Yep. So this was like 20 years ago, probably about that, 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more. And they were one of the pioneers of this. And he goes, so that big contract that ECNC got kind of wasn't a real contract.
It was a proposal. It wasn't signed. No big deal. I'm like, small details.
I was like, it wasn't a what? Because that made the stock go from like 18 to, I don't know, like 22 or something like that. And I bought in, I think at like 16. And so I was like, I think I literally said to him the day before, I was like, I think I'm going to get out now. Hogs get slaughtered.
Right.
He's like, you just got to stick. You just got to stick. And I stuck, and I got it stuck to me because literally that news comes up and then they halt the stock.
Oh no.
And the stock was halted for 6 weeks, and we're all like waiting for 6 weeks to see how much of our money we lost. And so it was like 22 something a share, and it came back at $1.03.
Ouch.
$1.03.
So again, individual stocks, wild things can happen, fraud can happen. Meme, I mean, just the craziness can ensue, and then one day it's all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dion, I heard this morning you may have an interesting example as well.
Well, I didn't know we were focusing on individual stocks.
Okay.
To me, it's the clear-cut difference between real estate and stock investing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point in time in my evolution of understanding money where I believe I was tricked into contributing to a retirement plan.
Oh no, you were tricked.
Basically hoping to retire poorer.
Yeah.
And hoping that taxes are less in the future.
Oh, the whole yeah, here, just invest for 40 years. Trust me, it will be good. You'll make less money and pay less taxes.
Correct.
That's a good deal. Yeah.
I was maxing out my 401k contributions for a couple of years to benefit from the taxes of not paying taxes now.
Yeah.
And last year in March, pretty much across the board, the stock market went down 30% for everybody.
Yeah.
So I had close to $100,000 in my retirement account, and it dropped to 60,
Oh,
and
like a stone.
just like a stone. And then they came out and said, because of COVID, the CARES Act allows you to take out up to $100,000 without paying a 10% penalty.
If you've been
So
impacted.
if you, luckily, I was laid off for a few weeks. Our company was shut down, so I've been impacted.
There you go.
And thanks for pointing that the caveat out. Yeah, you had to be impacted by COVID.
Mhm.
So then I watched every day. I was the first time in my life I watched or cared about stocks, but I was waiting. I thought as soon as it goes up above where it was, because it started going back up.
Yeah.
I got up about 86 or something, pulled it all out. And of course, I used that for living expenses. But now that money is sitting in a triplex
Nice.
where it's getting a 17% cash on cash return. Appreciation was about 60,000 in the last year.
Oh,
And tenants
nice.
are paying down the mortgage. Yeah, so that's my one experience with stocks. And based on your guys' experience, another reason why I just don't go back.
I remember,
Go
I
ahead.
remember when my house crashed 40% in a day. Oh wait, that never happened.
That never happened. Dude, the worst crash nationally speaking was 8.9%
8.9 in 1 year.
in a year. That's
In a
not
year.
a day.
No. I mean,
My market in Fresno went down 75%. That sounds like a lot until you realize it was over 4.5 years. Plenty of off ramps.
yeah.
Yeah. Again,
Well,
that's
and
why I
again,
don't like momentum. Go ahead.
the first thing they do too is they, any of the dividend paying stocks, right? Which is really what rent is. It's really
Yeah.
a dividend on your money.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that disappears.
Yeah, they
The
cut
dividend,
it. Oh,
yeah, the first thing that disappears. We go, oh yeah, so we know we had a really generous like 6% dividend, and
mhm.
we're just going to suspend that for now while we, kind of get things organized.
Yeah.
Or
And
reduce
then-
it like AT&T just did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. It gets suspended, it gets reduced. And last time I checked, none of my rents ever got blanket reduced by the tenant where they sent me a note and said, hey, just FYI,
Yeah.
I'm
Just
reducing
'cause.
the amount that I'm paying you from 6%
Yeah.
down to 1.
Yeah. We just brought home a new baby or a new dog or a new pet, and we're going to give you less. That's what companies can do, right? You don't have authority to go inside the boardrooms and do this. And for those that don't know my story, I was trading stocks.com style stocks, made a lot of money, then got cute, bought Enron right before Enron was declared a fraud,
Yeah.
which hurt. I think that was 60% by the time I got out. And then I went to the safe and secure telecommunications. I went to the
WorldCom.
WorldCom. I went to the highest quality, fastest growing telecom company, WorldCom, and got whacked for another 40 or 50%, like back to back frauds. People went to jail. And at that point, I realized, because these companies were audited, they had their financials audited.
Mhm.
Every stock analysts were saying buy, buy, buy. I mean,
Yep.
nope, sorry, casino fraud. I don't know the rules. I don't know the handshake. I'm out. I'm going to go look at my little buy box of 3 and 4 bedroom homes in the Mayfair district, and I'm going to go buy one of those, and then 2 of those, and then 3 of those. So much easier.
So much more comfortable and just like that gives you a little bit of PTSD that, mine and all your guys, like that gives you a little PTSD because I was not a stock watcher either. And all of a sudden I'm watching this all the time. My productivity goes down, and, Mike, for you and for me, specific to our jobs, it's dials, right?
Yeah.
So we're having to make those dials all the time.
Yep.
And it's just, and like you see all that stuff change and go down and shift, and and then it's like on your mind all the time. When you're home, you're just like, how can I have $20,000 go poof in the night to 900?
Yeah.
I mean,
that was the biggest thing for me is I realized first it hit me like I couldn't sleep, right? When you lose 6 figures, I don't know about anybody else, but I was having a hard time sleeping, right?
I use 3 figures, I feel.
Yeah. So that's, even on a bad day in real estate, when my first tenant doesn't pay rent and they destroy the unit for the tune of 10 or 12 grand, that was not as bad as, I never lost sleep.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're in the stock market and you're literally gambling, if you call yourself an investor and then you're gambling, you're one or the other, right? I'm not saying you can't make money in stocks, but don't call yourself an investor if you're just chasing meme stocks. Yeah.
Agreed.
So Dean, what about you? What do you think about this? You're like, I bet you're really glad you have it in the triplex now.
I like the control. You said when a tenant moves in and they trash a place and it's $10,000 to $12,000 to fix it, that doesn't impact my cash flow.
Nope.
That's right.
That impacts the money that I've been setting aside out of gross rents to take care of repairs and maintenance and vacancy and that kind of stuff.
Reserves. Yeah.
With stocks, when there's a reduction, that reduction happened before you sold it, before you were going to get those gains anyways.
Right.
With real estate, you have the rents coming in, you have the option to sell, you have the option to do a home equity line of credit or a cash out refinance. That money is yours. It's still there, sitting there ready to be used in an asset you can control.
Yeah.
I can go to, I have a duplex. When I purchased it, it was 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath with a den, both sides. So now it's 3-bedroom, basically adding over $500 a month to each side's rent. I can't call Amazon and say, hey, I want you to give me $500 more a month because of, I have no control over what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Real estate, again, real estate is, real estate slowed down for me, right? Money slowed down. Stocks, it's like, you feel like you have to look every minute. Actually, I think about it, right? So when we were doing this, it was like, because I'm on the West Coast, right? It was 6 to 3 or 6 to 2. I guess 6 to 2, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Right? I had CNBC going on everywhere I was, just a little tick on mute, but the ticker was going, right? Man, if you're doing crypto these days, can you imagine? It's 24/7. I'd be a basket case.
Mike, I've watched it. I've literally had guys on my sites where I'm just like, you got to put your phone down. I don't give two you-know-whats about your eighth of a Bitcoin.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
Honest to God. Yeah. And it was just like, and literally I tried to illustrate to them. I say, okay, let's just say something happens.
Yeah.
You own like 7 shares. like, you own almost nothing of it. If you're really that concerned about it, that is not the place to be investing.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the place to be doing it. Like, think bigger, think better, think more, there's a reason why. I mean, I have friends that are wealth managers, right?
Yep.
And money managers. And I talk to them, and 90% of their wealthy clients, where'd they make their money? Real estate.
Damn it. Not crypto? Darn it.
Not crypto, real estate. And so at the end of the day, I don't fashion myself to be that much smarter than everybody else. Only a little bit smarter than everybody else, but I'm not that much smarter than everybody else. And so why would I try to recreate the wheel and say, I'm going to go for that 10% instead of the 90% of people that retire with 7 figures made their money in real estate. Why am I trying to break a model that is proven to work over and centuries?
Yeah.
So on the flip side of that, I really like what you do, Mike, with 1% of your net worth goes into crypto, because I like gambling. I will do a Texas Hold'em game with people in my area any night you want to. I'll go to Vegas, I'll play 21, minimal amounts of money. I'll buy a lottery ticket like twice a year, just because I don't want to win. I just want to have the ticket so I can think about what would happen if you won. And you can't think about it that well if you don't buy one ticket.
Yeah, of course.
I don't believe that people should take their paycheck and spend it on something like lottery tickets or gamble with money that they can't afford to lose. But if you invest in the stock market and you like watching that ticker go across the bottom of the TV, and you like that dopamine hit when things go good, and you get to frustration when it goes bad, 1% of your net worth on something you consider to be a gamble sounds fair. So if you're making $100,000 a year, $1,000, scale it with your portfolio.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. For me, again, real estate's slower, more control. I can find inefficiencies. I get cash flow depreciation, appreciation. It's just, it's no contest. And again, I just feel for folks who maybe got into stock investing in the last 18 months. They had a great run. Believe me, going from $7,000 to 191, you no idea how awesome that feels. Just, it's can't miss trading. It's like, bam, bam, bam. It's 21, 21, 21, 20. Like, how many times can you hit? And then, it doesn't always go that way. So,
well, and then you also remember the people that do us a disservice when they talked about when they got into the market in 2007, right? Or even in the mid 80s or in the early 90s or in the tech bubble. They'll have a story and they got washed out in the market because, quite frankly, they were stupid. They did something dumb. They did super short-term debt like Dave Ramsey. Let's have 90-day money. 90-day debt.
90-day debt in real estate on a flipping business. If you are flipping with 90-day debt, I'm going to come over and personally kick you in the ass. That is dumb.
It's a horrible, horrible idea. But even better, it wasn't on one property.
It was $3 million.
Yeah, like, I mean, honest to God, like, I get how Dave Ramsey got smart. He got really stupid first,
He got really dumb first.
you know? And so at the end of the day, it's great that he's come up with all these systems and that helps a lot of people, but he had to get really stupid first. And
Yeah.
that's what happened. He got really stupid first. You don't always have to lose everything
Yeah.
to then be able to make money. Like, you can follow in the footsteps of other people and watch what they've done, identify that. And one of the things that I really like about working with Dion is that, you know, the guy does his homework.
No.
Like, the guy does his homework. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see that video. I want to learn about that. And I don't want to do all the
Well, watch
homework
that
he
one.
did. So I'm just going to watch that one. And so, you know, you do your homework. And that's the best part, is that, yeah, we had some close calls and some, you know, some marginal deals where you're like, if I had to do over again, I wouldn't do that one.
Yeah.
But the lion's share are massive winners. And
Yeah.
again, it boggles my mind. It completely blows my mind that people will listen and just hook, line, and sinker and the newest version of Dave Ramsey is, you know, I won't say his name, but he has a YouTube channel, and he's horrible because he only talks about crypto and silver and gold.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, we get it. You did it back in 08 and you didn't do very well. Okay, fine. Like, but that every market's different. Like in 08, crypto really didn't exist.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Dion, you want to say anything there?
Like, I try not to talk about Dave Ramsey because one thing that my mom always taught me was, if you don't have something nice to say, speak clearly.
Yeah.
And anybody who makes
I
their
love
money
Bob.
off of teaching people that debt is bad because he used a bad form of debt,
Right.
but doesn't talk about the power of 30-year fixed debt with buy and hold properties. So flipping, I haven't done it. It has a lot of risk that, like you guys did, grow your portfolio, have the cash flow and the experience to handle the mistakes that are going to come up with a flip or a burr, and then try those methods instead of saying, I want to start my real estate investing with flipping or burr or something that doesn't take a lot of my capital, instead of learning how to save the capital, because
Exactly.
saving isn't something we get good at when we make more money. Saving is something we start now and get better at when we make more money.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny that we bring this up. One of the chapters in here is a Dave Ramsey student, right? I believe she was, I want to say 27 or 28, had a couple of units, but got totally the wrong debt structure. I think they got like a 15-year mortgage when they put, it's just all, I'm like, what are you doing? Well, Dave Ramsey said. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Right. So in the end, folks, if you are going to be a stock market investor, be an investor. If you're a speculator, be a speculator, but never call yourself an investor when you are a speculator. And if you're buying meme stocks, you're probably a speculator. So Dion, real quick, how can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Financial Talk, Dion Talk, Financial Freedom, geez. And the Bigger Pockets Facebook groups. I'm very active there, and I try to answer every question that comes my way.
That is awesome. And you yourself, Matt?
Lumberjacklandlord.com, Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube, and 11:30 a.m. Eastern time this Sunday. Not 5 hours. Shut up, you two. Not 6 hours either. Not 6 hours. Literally, I walked out of that live stream, and my wife looks at me and she goes, "Are you kidding?" I was like, "They said I couldn't do it." So if you jump off a bridge, you know, that whole story, yeah, I probably would. It is what it is. We're not,
if it's
we're
one
not,
of these two guys,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going.
we're not, yeah, blame you both the two of you not being able to open my eyes the rest of the day. Yeah, no more. So yeah, but 11:30 this
Couple
Sunday,
hours.
we'll be doing probably. I
A
hope
couple,
so.
couple,
At
2-3
least-
hours.
it may, yeah, sure.
Yes. Thank you, guys.